Yo, so in a recent episode of The Shop, they got into a conversation about Boston fans. And LeBron was like, they racist. You know what I'm saying? Threw beers at me, didn't call me this, called me that. I'm going to let y'all hear it real quick.
In basketball, there are fans that you can play a way that they can literally take the game from you. You can feel like, damn, the fans is not going to let us win this one tonight.
Yes, I mean,
What places?
Boston.
Boston, yeah.
Why do you hate Boston?
Because they racist as that's
they
why
nasty.
they will say anything, and it's fine. I mean, it's my life. I mean, I've been dealing with it my whole life. I don't mind it. Like I hear it. Like if I hear somebody like close by, I check them real quick. I move on to the game. Whatever they're gonna say, whatever they want to say. They might throw something on you. I mean, I got a beer thrown on me leaving the game. You know, like it's Boston.
Now, a lot of people was like mad at this take and they was like outraged at this, that, and that, but I don't get it. You ask my man a question who's harder to play for, and it's the Boston fans, like for sure. Boston, it's a thick air of racism there. I've never been, but I know it from hearing about it especially in the sports world. So that's what it is. But people was tripping, even though Kendrick Perkins agreed with him from the point of hearing about it from other players. He said he played there and he never really felt that way. But one thing I think that he shouldn't have said this for is because he's partial owner of the Boston Red Sox. So I think that may limit his ability to grow that percentage in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? You hear multiple players say, on the opposing team about the racism that they experience in Boston. I even heard Marcus Smart tell a story about how he was treated a certain type of way for his racism in Boston, and he plays on the Boston Celtics. You hear all the stories from Bill Russell to, Cedric Maxwell, Cornbread, right? But at the end of the day, here's what I want to say. It's racism everywhere. And I would tell people, I would say this to a lot of people. I spent 8.5 years there. And maybe because I was on the Celtics, I didn't experience racism.
So my thing is, of course, Kendrick, you may not feel it because you played on the team for 8.5 years. So maybe it was love for you. But for other players, they don't feel that love, especially for the rival like a Laker, like LeBron, who was the top of the NBA. But I'm just saying, there's other players who have. Marcus Smart, which is a pretty good player who played for the Celtics, he feels that way, and he's felt the racism. A lot of other players that feel it too. But especially like Torrey Hunter was a baseball player that was like, trade clause, trade me anywhere but the Celtics because of that reason. So yeah, you may feel differently about it, but then this the take that kind of threw me about it. Because the point that him and Keyshawn kept bringing up is there's racism everywhere. And you got a point, but we about to go somewhere with that.
Both of y'all, let me ask y'all a question. Don't LeBron James own like a percentage of the Red Sox?
Yeah, he does.
If I'm not mistaken. Okay, so here's my thing, right? And why would you even want to invest or have ownership into an organization that you would consider a city of being racist? That's my question to LeBron James. Like, you own a percentage of the Boston Red Sox.
That's a good question.
So
do you think that's contradictory? Keep going, Perk.
Do we overlook the bigger picture when it comes down to actually making money? Like, okay, if we go sit on here on one hand and say that the fans in Boston are racist, but on the other hand, you own a percentage of the Boston Red Sox, I'm kind of confused in that aspect.
I mean, this is where the take goes left for me. It's like, why invest? You being contradictory because you invest in a city that you think is full of racists. Man, come on, man. Miss me with that. Listen, the whole NBA is what they call the NFL owners, good old boys. Same thing in the NBA. It's a bunch of old white men who own this league. So in that case, should he not play in the league? Which, yes, it probably would be best for black folk at some point to create their own league because we don't get the respect that's deserved in the leagues that we're playing in. We don't get coaching jobs. We don't get you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of lopsided things. It's like Ice Cube brought up a whole situation where he's bridging the gap to try to get people to invest $100 million in black business because you go in these sports arenas and everything is going to white hands. Everything is going to every hand but black hands, but the black people are the face of the league. So don't tell me, why would you, what you mean? Look at the black community. Everybody who is racist towards us is making money off us. So the only way we're going to come out of doing anything is to make strides in ownership. And this is where I think it hurt LeBron, because you're trying to make strides in ownership, but you say something like this, which may negatively affect you growing your percentage in the Boston Celtics. But come on, racist or not, we got to exchange hands. All the people that are racist towards us, they need us. If black folks stop buying today, the world would almost shut down. We spend more money than anybody. You dig what I'm saying? And they count on that. You can look around the hood. Every liquor store, weed store is owned by the Arabs. Auto shops, you know what I'm saying? Owned by Arabs, you know what I'm saying? Lebanese, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever have you. Beauty supply, Chinese restaurants owned by Asians and Chinese. All the KFC, McDonald's, all of that, white folk. You know what I'm saying? Target, Home Depot, all of that. You know what I'm saying? We don't own anything. But yet the people who we experience racism from on a daily basis definitely eat off of us every day. And that's just how the world works. Quick message to black folks, it's time to stop being buyers. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with being buyers, but we got to be business people too. We have to thoroughly get in the game and start trying to own something. It's enough millionaires in the NBA and in the hood. We all know the dope boys is in the hood, but somehow we can't. We got this complex where we can't come together. And I'm gonna give you the fact that we were conditioned by this through slavery to be like this, but we got to break it at some point. We got to start coming together, putting our money together, and getting in these business lanes to do something and be better about ourselves. That's why I appreciate LeBron for what he's doing. But what Kendrick Perkins is talking about, he is doing the right move by trying to gain ownership in these leagues. And we got to do the same on the lower level. You know what I'm saying? And we got to go about it better too. We got to be better about our business. Drop a business plan. You dig what I'm saying? Don't just be like, well, I'm going to just fry chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that's how we get down, but I'm just saying. Ain't nothing wrong with frying chicken. Popeyes, Church's, fried chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken. All of them fried chicken. It's just a better way to go about it. It's a mom and pop way to go about it. And then it's a commercial way to go about it. Ain't nothing wrong with doing it the right way as well. Doing some market research. Drawing up a business plan. Actually figuring out what you got to do to make these steps happen. And then thoroughly going about making it happen. And I'm pointing at you, me, everybody in the hood. I'm pointing at all of us. We got to be better at this. You know what I'm saying? But moving back to the topic. Just like they said, just like him and Keyshawn said, it's racism everywhere. And you just got to deal with it. Because if you think as a black man, you're going to invest your money anywhere that is not, that you're not going to experience racism in, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Good luck. You know what I'm saying? If you was to say that since Boston is racist, let's say I own a chain, like LeBron owns a Blaze pizza chain, and Boston he feels is one of the racist cities, and he's like, well, no, I'm not gonna put my Blaze pizza in Boston because they racist. That's just dumb. That's just dumb. Racist or not, they gonna want to eat, and they'll hate you one minute, but they'll definitely eat them slice of pizza when they get drunk and hungry. You dig what I'm saying? Just like they can hate, Boston can holler all the racist slurs they want to holler at a game, but as soon as you dunk on, as soon as LeBron, if LeBron were to ever go to the Celtics, they would love him like no other. You dig what I'm saying? It's just a fandom thing. It's like, yeah, they hate you and they hate you strongly. Most fans like that. I mean, I used to hate Kobe. Kobe used to get on my nerves, man, because he was that good. You know what I'm saying? And it just, how it go. But he grows on you. You know what I'm saying? After a while. Tom Brady. I used to couldn't stand Tom Brady. I get nervous after the seasons now because I'm like, man, I hope he don't retire. I want to see him keep playing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan now. Listen, all that racism stuff is everywhere. But that can't stop you doing business. Come on, man. Come on. So you telling me that LeBron is supposed to turn down ownership of a team? We ain't talking about owning no mom and pop food shop. We talking about ownership, partial ownership of a major league baseball team. He's supposed to turn that down because of the experience that he's had dealing with racist folks in Boston? Kendrick, you sound like a plumb fool. Much like you sounded on some of these takes that you had yesterday about Kobe but it's this time. it's this time where it's like, there ain't a lot of going on in summer league. You don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? You keep talking about trades, but ain't nobody being traded yet. You waiting on something to happen. You keep speculating who they going to and where they going. So you're trying to drum up something to talk about. I get it, but this wasn't it. And for y'all, all of y'all that saying LeBron is a hypocrite for this, you are plumb fools to be. Only thing I think LeBron messed up in this situation was, yeah, they asked you a real question, but it may hurt you in the long run because I want to see him outright on the team. Whether it's MLB, where it's NBA, you know what I'm saying? Like they say, the NBA is prime for a team in Vegas. Partial ownership in Boston was a step towards helping them do that. You know what I'm saying? But this may hurt. It may not. But we'll see. This is your boy Pete Camp. Put something in the comments. Let me know what you think, man.